Alright then, let's go. I'm going to play as the Key, who are militant, and I'm going to play on a high difficulty level. Key cities are built in rectangles to reflect the balance of heaven. If only Earth could be so orderly. Militant, so it means that they start with these sorts of resources. 15 food, 30 wealth, and 30 science. Power units cost 20% less, units cost 20% less, knowledge technologies cost 25% more, and food technologies cost 25% more. In other words, I ought to invest in power techs early on. Well, not early on. Possibly early on, but also later on. And crush my enemies, if at all possible. Also, I should invest in units. If ever there was an opportunity for conquest, then this is it. I am going to play on Professor. I presumably should just go with Tutor. Be a bit more modest, but I think I might be able to make it. If I play on Professor, I might not get as much of an opportunity at conquest, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. The advantages were outlined, but I can't even remember them. Alright, what do I want to do? Presumably I want to start out by flagging the river tiles, but there are not that many of them to make it worthwhile for me to get flag tags for flagging rivers. So I might as well invest in faster flagging of plain tiles or grassland tiles. Quite possibly both. Let's go for easier flagging of plain tiles for now, and immediately followed up by grasslands. 1, 2, 3. The river tile, of course, is something I want. And might as well veer off in this direction. I am emanating power. We're both emanating power over here, but I have 2 hexes bordering, 2 hexes adjacent, and he's only got 1. So in the unexpected circumstance, in case there's a tie, I'm going to win that tie. I will win the tiebreaker. I'm trading everything, all of my wealth, all 4 units of it. Was that just 4? That's ludicrous. Either way, I'm trading all of that for the food. Must have been more. Should have been 30. How is that 4? Have I spent that on something? That's confused. There presumably is a very good reason that I have completely missed. Have I spent wealth on anything initially? Bizarre. Build a city on a river for a river. Yield take unlikely. I don't have enough food. Or build 3. Place 3 flags on forest. So get 3 forest tiles to get all the forest flag tags. That's going to prove reasonably useful in the short to mid-term. I could flag this river tile, but my goodness, I am going to lose that if it gets contested. So I presumably shouldn't even bother trying to contest it. Let's make flagging grasslands cheaper, because that's highly beneficial. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'll lose this if contested, so let's not. Go here. Take that because it's cheap. Also this for 4. And that little tile for 5, why not? That's 6 things flagged. They're flagging things very slowly. How is it? That's highly surprising. I'm giving them so much wealth every single passing turn. Well, maybe, just maybe, it's not that much wealth. It might be 10 more, which is, of course, at its most valuable early on in the game, giving them a huge starting advantage. But then again, this is somewhat balanced out by the fact that I get opportunities, and they absolutely do not. A free hill flag is going to be worth a great deal, considering the fact that I do not intend to get any hill flag tags. Do I not? Getting over here would be nice. However, nomadic tribes could be procced reasonably quickly. If I get those forests flagged, I'm going to receive 3 free flag tags, so that brings me all the way up to 8. I'm also going to go for the high seas, so I should be able to proc, at least theoretically, those nomadic tribes reasonably quickly. Alright, I'm bordering by 2, but of course the song have power in rivers, so I presumably ought not to contest that. Oh my goodness! If you mouse over this, you get shown the science yields? That's incredible. And food yields! Well, is that a reasonably recent patch? This is incredible! You can mouse over to see the yields. And the biggest science yields are from that city of mine. Of course they are, that makes perfect logical sense. Anyway, I should obviously flag this because it costs 1 and it gives me plenty of food. Let's go for the plains over here. The grasslands over there and the plains over there to maximize my food income. Oh yes, sirree. Let's see where that leaves me. I would love to flag this, but I would need a power tech. Now, power techs are particularly cheap for this faction, so I'm not sure if I should avoid doing that. But my foes also seem to be avoiding it because it's... precisely because it's so risky. Also, I assume. A free plain flag. All place 5 flags in a turn to get a free flag tech. Just curious, can I actually place that many flags? Well, I could try. Nothing stopping me. But no, I don't think I'll be able to afford that. 1, 2, 3. I would have to place 2 more, and I just can't afford that. They're too expensive. So let's revert all of this and instead take the settler family. I presumably should read the descriptions, but I do not. Oh, fills me with regret. This is a 3 cost one, this is a 5 cost one. Let's take the 5 cost one. Take this and that. Fine, finally go for this river tile over here. Perhaps I should have gone for the forests over there. Perhaps I should have veered into the west as quickly as humanly possible, but I did not. Alas, alas. Should I start flagging the sea? Do note that initially the sea gives you sweet FA. It gives you absolutely nothing. Of course, there are many sea tiles, and if you're the one dominating the sea, and most of the time there's only one person dominating the sea, because there's only ever one person crazy enough to go for it, and you can reap all those benefits because you get plenty of tiles, and even if you just get 1 of each, it's still worth it. Note that in terms of immediate yields, the sea is the most barren of all tile types. It gives you nothing. And in terms of potential yields, the sea is once again the most barren, because at best it gives you 1, 1, 1, 1 of each. Look at all the other tiles comparatively. Even the desert is less barren. Because by default you get 1 unit of wealth out of every single tile, and once you get all the upgrades, once you get all the yield techs, you can get 1, 2, 1. But once again, the sea isn't that bad. And you usually have one designated player who's gonna go for the sea, or at least should go for the sea. Question is, should I actually save up science and try to go for something else entirely? Any yield tech? Anything that would be beneficial to me reasonably soon. If I had 31, I could get 31 science, and then I'll be able to get more science out of the grasslands. That's a bit of a swerve, but let's go for that. Oh, the grasslands get contested, but the river tile doesn't. Fascinating. And of course the song get that tile. But I end up getting the river tile. Incredible. Presumably I should eventually, soon enough, save up and get an army. Because they're cheaper for my faction. A free grassland tile or 2 food per plain tile. I have plenty of plain tiles. Look at that. I have 9. That's going to be plenty of food this particular turn. What a turn of events. Let's get more science out of grasslands. So every single turn I get a whopping 25 right now, not counting everything that I trade. All. I just need 32 wealth in order to get an army, which is not that much. Unfortunately, my income in terms of wealth isn't particularly impressive. I could desperately try to save up. And if I reduce the amount I spend this turn, I might be able to get it after the next one. I might be able to get an army at that point, which I presumably should invest in. I'm not going to get any more plain tiles, so crop rotation is something I really need to proc right here, right now. And with that procced, I could hypothetically build a city, and if I were to do that, it would be highly beneficial for me to build it in a location that gives me an advantage, but I don't have any opportunities that actually give me anything for building a city in a particular place. Unfortunate though this may be. Let's get this hill tile. So I need it anyway. This is what I win a tiebreaker because I surround it from 4 sides as opposed to 2. In case of the song. Grasslands. A forest over here. Let's keep on flagging those forests. Which procs bronze axes? Any power here? No. So I could hypothetically win. I mean, I would lose the tiebreaker because I only have a single tile next to it, and the song have 3. So there's significant civil options to just go north. Let's do that. And let's save up wealth. This seems reasonable. What sort of yield tax do I want to get? And when? I know they are more expensive for me, some of them. Knowledge and food tax are. Wealth tax, however, are unaffected, so I could hypothetically go for those. However, I would need, say, 40 units of science in order to be able to afford the grassland one, which is the most appealing one. Let's save up wealth instead. Let's go for that army. As you can see, the song have gotten one themselves already. So it's high time to get one myself. In fact, I might have done this a bit too late. They're already threatening my territory. Dairy farming, so 2 food per grassland tile. All place 3 flags on the sea to get all sea flag tax. Sounds tempting, but how about not yet? Dairy farming is something I have to proc right here, right now. I will not have any more grassland tiles for a while. So let's not even bother. Let's get some power in plains instead. And if I wanted to radiate even more power over here, I could get a city over there. Fortify this single little hill. Even though this is one of the few places that is granting me wealth, as you can see. If only a single unit of it. This could be further bolstered, but I don't think it's worth it. I think it's significantly more worth it to just plop down a city right here, right now, and emanate that precious power. And let's head north over here for the mountains. The odds of me being able to acquire all that stuff are slim to none, but might as well give it a go. If I get a few mountain tiles under my belt, it's going to be mildly helpful. And of course, this always gives me the possibility of attacking the Jinn in some fashion, if I manage to get a border with them instead of just bordering the song from the northwest. We shall see. I don't like this situation, not really, not one bit, but it is what it is. I just need one more flag tech and then I get a surge of resources. How about I do not unleash that surge? Well, I could unleash that surge. Do I seriously not want that surge? Let's surge right now. Nomadic tribes procced. Is there anything in particular I want in terms of science? More power in plains would be quite welcome, but for now I'll be satisfied with cheaper flagging of the sea. Wait, all that wealth means that I can deploy an army right here, right now. Move it over there. And defend. So maybe I shouldn't have plopped down this city at all. Maybe I should have flagged more things instead. Curious. In which case maybe I shouldn't have gotten that. Okay, let's revert all of this. And start out by getting a C-Tech flag. And with all of that, I might as well get more wealth out of every single plain tile, which means 9 wealth every single turn, 9 wealth more. Let's get an army and place it right here, spending some food, I'll grant you that much, but I think this is reasonably fine. My army isn't emanating that much power though, which is worrying. Let's get the island, as that tends to net pretty nice resources. And other than that, let's just keep on flagging things reasonably haphazardly here and there. Oh wait, dairy farming means that I can get even more food. Well, I'm not sure I want it right here, right now. No, I could have used dairy farming to actually build that city here anyway. Yeah, which would have put me in the same spot except for the power tech. Let's go for that anyway. Okay, get dairy farming, proc dairy farming, get the sea flag, get wealth out of planes because it makes perfect logical sense. Get that city over here, deploy an army, put it there. Get the island, the Fall Forest over here, and end the turn. It's the best I can... I haven't even checked the victory conditions. How sloppy. Let's see how I manage. Will I be able to hold off? Presumably with the city and the army, I should be fine. But who knows? They have 1 point of power and I have 2. I hold off easily. I don't threaten though because I decided not to pump power. Wisely so. 3 wealth per forest tile. All build a city on grasslands for the grassland yield tech. That sounds reasonably helpful. That could indeed be a huge surge in income. Now, I would prefer to build a city elsewhere, like a city on a forest tile, but a city on a grassland tile wouldn't be half bad. And once again, that initial bit of income, say 11 more wealth every single passing turn, that's not something I should pass up on. How many forest tiles do I have exactly? 6, so that would be 18 wealth this very turn. Not quite enough to get an additional army or fleet, but not insignificant either. I think that boost in income might be worth it, because I can't quite afford the yield tech, but it certainly sounds like it would be a reasonable idea. Tell you what, I can save up science, get the second tier of food out of grasslands next turn, and then get this, which usually costs 100 science, for free with the city. So let's get the library. And otherwise, not spend anything on science this time. Also, just saving up wealth, that sounds questionable. That sounds concerning. Okay, next turn I'll have 53 and I just need 50. Which is fine, I guess. Oh my goodness, flagging those hills is going to be so expensive, but it's still going to be worth it, I think. Yeah, let's do that. For the extra awesome income. Just 2 tiles, that's it. That's as much as I can flag over there. That's basically as much as I can do. Now, I'm not threatened, I am not threatening. It's all just perfectly fine. There's a huge city emanating power over there, so I don't want to even try to contest there. No point in doing that. I would love to be able to get some yields out of the sea, but of course that's going to be mighty difficult. The yields out of the sea are incredibly expensive. And obviously I don't really even have that many sea tiles. I only have a single one for now. Irrigation! So 2 food per river tile, all built as on hills to get a hill yield tech. I won't have that many hills, so it doesn't really matter, but irrigation could help me the tiniest of bits this very turn. How's the power situation? The songs seem to be the weakest over here in this forest tile. There's a defensive bonus that grants it some power, but it's not that much power. So I could hypothetically veer off over there. What about the woo? I could move over there and contest. And it's significantly closer. I could of course try to mess with the Jinn as well. So many possibilities. Alright, let's get food out of grasslands. Every single grassland tile. Right, and get a city on grasslands. Well, this is a grassland tile, so this would count. And we're getting even more food out of grasslands. I wanted to build one over there to the northwest, but it's too expensive for now. But every single passing turn, I'm going to get plenty of food from here on out. My income is through the roof, 47 every single turn. Absolutely incredible. Okay, do I move these guys over here? Where do I move them, if anywhere? It's too much power. And if I were to pump everything into power, hypothetically, I would be able to output 5. But what I need to do is get more armies rather than anything else. Now, do I also want to trade? I think I ought to. Because I just need enough to get another army, but the rest I can trade, say, for science. And then I can get more wealth out of every single grassland tile, which would be reasonably helpful. I could get more science every passing turn. Something. I should, presumably at this point, I should figure out what I want to do in the future. I could also obviously claim irrigation. That's a reasonably fixed amount of food that I could spend on additional flagging. Let's see, city pop at the top. Then power tax. My faction is particularly well suited for this, so maybe I should go for that. Oh, by the way, if I want conquest, that's the best thing. That's the best option. So obviously I am going to generate wealth that I'm going to then trade for science. Spaces on the map, that's tempting. If I get all the sea tiles, then maybe I can get this objective and that's a single point. And then I can win with city pop, power tax, and spaces on the map. There's of course armies and fleets. It's a fairly safe bet. And you have wealth. Well, obviously it's the same objectives every single time. All that differs is how many crowns you get for each. Essentially how stringent the requirements are for acquiring each and every one of them. So I could get how much exactly? I have 4 river tiles, so that would be a whopping 8. 8 food this very turn. What would I even spend it on? Well, 8 plus 3, so I guess that's 11. I could get 2 forest tiles. I'm not going to get any more river tiles, so that doesn't matter. Might as well flag those forest tiles and get some food out of them. From this turn on. And next turn, I'll have enough wealth to deploy yet another army. That's the best way to do things. Do not pump power with a small number of armies, just deploy as many armies as you can and have them radiate power mostly passively. Then you can pump power if you need to, but don't do it unnecessarily. Oh my goodness, the song have absolutely obliterated a city. They've raised it. They're busy messing with everyone. They have 2 armies. They are out of control. They must be stopped. Migration, so place 10 flags in a turn. That's feasible. I'll get all the hill yield text to have movement cost across hills. That sounds interesting as a prospect, but no, I would rather place more flags. If that is at all possible, which it may not be. Now, if I got cheaper flagging of the sea, then it would be significantly more likely. And then I'll be able to grow a city on a dime, essentially. Although, obviously, yield tax are particularly alluring. Let's get grassland yield tax, no matter what. I do remember that I can get power tax, don't you worry about that. And let's make flagging the sea cheaper. We'll get there eventually. And of course I have to get sea yields as soon as I get a significant enough number of sea tiles, otherwise they'll just be going to waste. I could almost get 100 next turn in terms of science, but not quite, alas, alas. Well, in that case, maybe I shouldn't have spent... Let's redo this, hold on. 10 flags in 1 turn, fair enough. Let's not get this tech, let's just get this out of grasslands, the wealth out of grasslands. Then let's trade to get 100 science next turn. Also, let's get another army. Yeah, and I won't be able to move it if I want to place 10 flags this turn. Or is that something I want to do next turn? No, I would like to do it this turn and then get yields out of the sea. 1, 2... Yeah, but now flagging the sea is more expensive, so it's not gonna happen. That's 8. 9. No, I can't do it that way. It's one or the other. Or I could delay the yields of the grasslands. Fine. Let's make flagging the sea as cheap as humanly possible. Trade to get 100 science next turn. Only trade this much, only trade 80%. Only 80%. And then let's get cracking. 1, 2, 3. The cheapest ones first. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Migration procced. Choose which city to grow. This one. And I still have enough food to deploy an army and move it to some destination. There we go, army deployed. Radiating power as we speak. Next turn I'll get sealed. No, I won't, because I've just deployed an army. Ugh, let's do this again. Okay, migration. We get cheaper flagging of the sea. I trade wealth to have 100 science next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grow this. Get the forest over there. And another sea tile. Yard hall. End the turn. Not that much is happening, not that much flagging in particular, aside from me, of course. Going absolutely nuts on the sea. Let's hope this pays off. The Song are going southeast brutally, but they're attacked by the Jinn from the west. Everyone should gang up on the Song right now. Camouflage, own 3 cities on grasslands for grassland power tech, all writing. Get 10 science out of every single city. Boy, I wish I'd known that earlier. I can build more cities and practice to even greater effect. Let's get yields out of the sea. That's 12 more wealth every single passing turn. I can get 10 out of each city, and I have 3 cities for now. So that's 30. If I want 125, I just need 95 next turn. 95 science. Can't trade for enough, sorry. So let's not trade for science this particular turn. And instead do what? Just save wealth, I guess. Oh, and let's continue our flagging operation, shall we? That sounds like a particularly brilliant idea. Actually, deploying a fleet sounds more and more tempting. Unfortunately, fleets and armies cost me the same at this particular juncture. But as I recruit a couple more armies, this will presumably improve very, very soon. It's quite a few sea tiles. And I will soon reap those rewards. I am currently not ganging up on the Song, but that'll happen. Trust me. Also, building another city could aid me in all of this. Oh, wait. What did I spend science on? Ah, yes, yields from the sea. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense to get sea yields. I can get more wealth out of grasslands later. I have 12 sea tiles right now, only 10 grassland tiles. So at this point, getting additional sea yields makes plenty more sense than getting grassland yields, as insane as that may sound. Look at all that sea. It's going to be mine. All mine. Well, maybe not all mine, but I'll try to make it all mine. You'll see. Okay, the Song are now desperate to defend from the Jinn. And also, they will continue to attack the Wu. These are the Wu, right? Yes. Map making, 4 science per sea tile. Oh, this is getting pretty nice. Having movement cost across the grasslands. Ah, that sounds so tempting. And this is just a temporary surge of science. How many sea tiles do I have? 20. So that's 80 science, just like that, right here, right now. 80 science. Okay, you've convinced me. 80 science it is. We're taking map making for a huge swing. Proc this, proc that, and I'm up to 150. Let's get, I don't know, science out of every single sea tile sounds tempting, but so does food. Yeah, let's go with food, because then I can spend that on building cities and flagging things, and that can generate additional resources. It's going to be absolutely worth it. Alright, let's keep on flagging. Alright, of course I wanted to deploy an army, didn't I? Deploying a fleet might be worth it at this particular stage. Just a regular fleet. But let's deploy an army right around here. Save up enough wealth to deploy a fleet next turn. This is glorious. Flag this island, because islands tend to yield plenty of precious resources. Actually, I can't remember how many and of which type, but I think they're pretty nice anyway. Oh, one of each with no upgrades. That's quite welcome. Do I want more? Let's get more science out of rivers, why not? It's 4 more units of science every single passing turn. And let's not spend wealth on anything. Let's just save it up. I almost have the spaces on the map objective. Which, once again, as I have mentioned many a time, is quite unusual, because in this game, acquiring a big enough territory is particularly difficult, especially if you have many factions on a given map. This does not get gobbled up, but the Song are basically attacking and defending everywhere, like a swarm of locusts. Double your knowledge yield, unlikely you'll grow all cities in one turn, all 3 of them. That is particularly unlikely. Well, can I get more knowledge then? Well, I could. Yes, if I get knowledge out of the sea. Okay, fine. Reduce my knowledge waste, possibly. At some point in the future. Wealth out of the grasslands to get even more money. Then, of course, let's get a fleet. Set sail right here. Put some pressure on... Oh, no, I should put pressure on the Song instead. Well, I guess this will do for now. At least I'm putting pressure on someone, right? Plenty of things flagged. A decent bit of food left over. And the next turn, unfortunately, I will not be able to afford an army or a fleet. How revolting. I should presumably start investing in power techs very, very soon. After all, that's my faction's forte. And of course the Song managed to conquer another tile. Oh no, they're attacking me to the northwest. That's thoroughly unacceptable. Oxdrum Plow. Claim to get 2 food per island tile. I don't have that many island tiles. I have a whopping total of 3. But I might be able to double my wealth yield? Possibly? What? How did I get that victory point? Spaces on the... I was about to say, I got the spaces on the map. This is absolutely incredible. Okay, we need to swoop over there, to the north and defend, especially since I have the defensive bonus there. I can't just let this slide. I can't let them take this from me. It's not cheaper to move over there, notably. But I might as well pump power to defend and put pressure, attack. If I want various power techs, I might as well start investing in them. So, hill power techs, and forest power techs, all sorts of power techs. And sure, why not more? When I could have 64 science next turn, what would I spend that on? I presumably should eventually get more science out of planes, but for now, fine. Let's get 2 more wealth out of those silly hill tiles. flag these things, and nothing more can be accomplished with the food I have right now. Unfortunate though it may be. I'm still not sure whether pumping power all that high is necessary, is the right thing to do. Let's save up so that I can deploy another army of fleet next turn, just have my power at fall. They're not going to be able to attack everywhere, will they? Let's see what happens here. Nope, they double down on the attack here. And how about this scenario right there? I managed to defend. These guys also managed to defend. Borders get altered and I threaten. I threaten the song, which might not be that desirable of an outcome because now they're going to go after me. But then again, they're going after everyone and everyone is going after them. However, I'm in first place now. Increase power by 5 to get an even higher boost to power. Or conquer a river space. I would have to go for river space in particular. Also, I'm attacked by the... Woo, over here. Woo. It's like military drills. I could deploy a cheap fleet, wouldn't be the worst of ideas, but no, let's deploy an army for now. Move it right here. Swoop in over there and defend. Keep pumping power as much as I hate that, as much as I know that that can lead to a death spiral. I think it might be the move. Fine, power in grasslands. So I can more effectively protect myself. And power at sea. I know everything is getting more expensive, still I get a discount. It still makes sense. Let's also grow this city to emanate even more power over there. I should also build a city somewhere around there. For further defensive capabilities. How does this work? Do they actually lose? Do I conquer anything? Do I defend? I defend over here and I do not conquer over there. So borders do not really change, but I emanate power over here now. Spend food and a move to get power or... Oh no, threatened hexes. That is going to be highly unlikely. I'm tempted to go for that over the epic march. Can this be done? Can the song leave me alone? I think the epic march is significantly more likely considering the fact that I did not take the opportunity that makes it easier for you to move your units cheaply through the grasslands. With all the grasslands, I'm moving my units through on a regular basis. I could get resources out of forests, and I presumably ought to. More wealth, please. Small wealth every single passing turn. Yes, and they're threatening me, so I might as well pump power. I'll be able to save enough to get a fleet the very next turn. I can build a city right here and right there. So let's do just that. A city over here in a forest. And let's grow... Actually, let's flag this. Yeah, and not grow another city. Might not have been the best of moves, but I guess it was a move. I'm also pumping power, so conquest is a viable option. Maybe I should be harassing the song over here as well, so that they can't just easily defend with 2 out of 3 of the armies over here. I do get this when it gets contested. How about you, dear Jin? You managed to defend all of your territory as well, so that's nice. I get threatened over there, but I threaten personally over here. That's also pretty nice. Courthouse to no longer waste wealth. All the druids. Courthouse it is. I think I'll take that over the epic march. Yes, and I could deploy that fleet. Although, I'll proc the courthouse. I do not want to waste wealth. I will, of course, pump power because I desperately need to defend. I don't care about conquest that much. Move these guys over here. Fortify with a city over there. Bolster the defenses. and get a higher income in terms of science. Also more well thought of rivers. I guess that's about it. That's about as much. Actually, I know. I can move this fleet over here. And threaten the sea tiles of the wool. I know that's not particularly nice. I know we should all gang up on the song, but... you'll see how it is. That's about it. That's about as much as I'm going to do. Let's see if that works. I do have the city emanating power. They swoop into defense, so they will not conquer it. And I will presumably threaten over there. This little conflict between the Jinn and whoever these people are, the Zhao, is transpiring over there, and I'm emanating plenty of power. The Grand Bazaar. Reduce food waste to trade more cheaply for food. All brief respite. Own no threatened hexes for a single turn. Unlikely. And I'm threatened basically everywhere right now. They'll presumably swoop into the north to defend. Need to focus on defending the river tiles more than I need to focus on defending the grassland tiles. Because I have more grassland tiles than I can fault. First of all, there's a city over there that I can grow to emanate even more power there. Second of all, I can get a power tech, which I ought to. I'm getting one right now. I know I could get yield techs, but I do need that power tech right here, right now. I'm growing that city to defend me even more strongly, and they'll presumably swoop in over there to defend, which further aids me. I am also going to pump my power instead of deploying another army. Deploy an army further down the line, maybe next turn. And I presumably should also move over here to defend. You know, no, I could forsake that single grassland tile. We'll equal on power over there apparently, so they'll not get it. And I'll get all these sea tiles, which seems worth it to me. They'll take one tile, I'll take 3. Let's do it. Let's go for that exchange. And I can retake that with a fleet next turn or something. That's about it. I could lower the food waste, but let's not. They swoop into defend with one of the units, so I have 3 against 1. I should be able to manage, right? I do. And, oh, I do not conquer that many tiles over here, just 2. Archers for more power. All island yield takes to have movement cost across islands. Curious, but no. I think archers may be a better bang for buck, so to speak. Doubling the knowledge yield is not entirely impossible. If I get that out of the sea, then I'll obviously proc it. And then I can reduce waste. But I would have to buy myself some science first. Do I want to ditch the Grand Bazaar? Ugh, decisions. I might want to ditch military drills? And instead get archers, fair enough. Do I want to risk losing that single mountain tile? No, I don't think I do. Fine, let's deploy an army over here. And another one over there. Grow this city. Fortify over there. Move the army. And move further south. Oh my goodness. The Wu, unfortunately, are taking my territory left and right. I got 2 tiles for 1, so that's not the worst of trades. But I shouldn't necessarily go for these sorts of trades in principle if I can just retain territory and get some more safely. What do I want? More food? Actually, more science out of forest sounds absolutely lovely. I do want more science every single passing turn so that I can eventually get science out of the sea, or knowledge, as it's otherwise known. The Grand Bazaar is also tempting, but that forces me to spend money, to spend wealth on reducing waste. Just doesn't seem worth it. At least right now. Let's see how this goes. I have 3 units of... Oh, and they swoop in over there, so never mind. They swoop in to defend the city, which is under siege. And I lose this grassland town, unfortunately. I do not conquer anything, but presumably I'll threaten over there. After which point they'll presumably swoop in. Oh, I am getting brutally threatened by the Wu. Own more armies than cities. That's just 2 more armies to get a city power tech. Or spend food on a fleet move to get more power. I don't think I'll get either of these. I think I might want to proc archers this turn. They're just threatening the sea though, which will be easy to retake. Alright, let's mess with the Wu, the tiniest of bits. Let's deploy a fleet right here. And move another fleet over there. What do I want? Something cheap so that I have enough science next turn to be able to get knowledge out of the sea. I could hypothetically get this. Then I won't be able to get science out of the sea now, will I? And at this stage, I don't even have enough wealth to be able to proc archers. Which is lousy. $150 fall. What could I possibly get next turn? It would be sufficiently alluring. Not that much. Fine. Let's get more power in grasslands so that I can defend and attack more easily, as far as that particular tile type is concerned. And then let's grow a city or two. Let's grow this one. Just to be on the safe side. Can't proc archers. What are you gonna do? That's about it. I know I'm going to lose plenty of territory. That's a calculated risk, I guess. It's not even a risk, it's just basically an inevitability. I'm going to get kicked out of 5 tiles! And I get threatened. Pikemen! For even more sustained damage or swords to plowshares. Not happening. The Grand Bazaar, let's just not trade for food. I'm going to have plenty of food anyway. Excellent, let's head on over there. Just pump power all the way up to 5 and hope that I can survive. Hope to defend. I'm under siege as far as the hill tile is concerned, so let's get more power than hills. Can't upgrade the city, unfortunately. Can't grow that, so I won't. Not because I wouldn't want to, mind you. Not because I would not want to. Pikemen and archers. 2 power. Power has been boosted all the way up to 6. And now I don't have enough food to be able to upgrade any city, which is fine. Those opportunities are more than worth it. Okay, fine. Those opportunities are just worth it. Will they go away? They'll go away and I'll threaten. Oh no, I'll presumably retain territory over here and I'll manage to defend easily over there. Do I threaten? Yes, I do. Due to that surge in power. Year of Plenty. Oh, no threatened taxes for 4 turns. That's so unlikely. Though it could happen. Or double the city population to reduce any waste. That's also kinda unlikely. 32 pop? It's gonna happen eventually, but my goodness, not soon. Do I go for Year of Plenty then? I think that's no threatened taxes for 4 consecutive turns. That's almost impossible. Or am I seriously going for doubling city pop? To say lower power waste. Fine, with all the food I'm getting, I could go for that. I don't have much faith in the Year of Plenty. Not much faith whatsoever. Now, thankfully, this song don't have that many armies. If they want to continue the siege, they have to keep this one here, then they have that one, and there's the third one. They can't just be everywhere at once, no matter how much they might want to. I would love to get more power in grasslands, but alas, alas, might as well save up science then. And get science out of the sea the very next turn. Well, in which case I might as well decide to decrease science waste this turn. Fine, let's decrease it like this. And next turn I'll increase the income, thereby proccing the final reduction in science waste. Let's grow the city to further bolster our defenses, obviously. And other than that, I'm not going to build any more cities. I'm going to stockpile food so that I can conceivably grow one of my bigger cities. And all the wealth is spent on pumping power, usually a bad sign. However, I am also going to have enough next turn, have enough wealth to deploy another fleet, which I shall. And then I'll attack the wolf from the sea. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm threatening 5 tiles. Will I get any of them? Some of them, as far as I can tell. And this one and that one. What about those? I don't even care what's happening over the... I have destroyed a city! And I have acquired territory over here. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, these tiles are nobody. It's no man's land right now. I've taken them from the song. Great! Okay, what do I want? Grow a city to size 8. Not impossible, although unlikely. I'll threaten 8 spaces for any power tech. That is tempting. Growing a city is going to take a while, even though I am getting a decent bit of income in terms of food. Threatening 8 spaces might happen if I keep on pumping power. But which power tech would I even want? Whatever, who cares? This is going to proc sooner, I think. Okay. First of all, let's proc this, reducing knowledge waste as much as it can be reduced anyway. And leaving me with basically nothing to get in terms of science. Now, since I am not threatened anywhere, I can stop pumping power. I think it's staying at 4 is good enough, at least for now. It's good enough for my purposes. Let's immediately flag these hill tiles. And continue the assault. I'll leave one army here just to have the power in order to be able to take over. But this army will move here, this army will move there. And then I'll have... what, 2 fleets trying to lay siege to the song? No. How about we try to take over the high seas? Yalhal. Oh, and I can deploy another fleet. Fine. Let's deploy a 3rd fleet right here, which gives me more victory points. Also, let's grow the city for even more income and all these other nice things. I won't have enough wealth next turn in order to be able to get another army. Pumping wealth seems reasonably pointless. However, I will be able to reduce power waste. That's precious as well. Let's see where this can take us. For now, I do have 3 victory points for spaces on the map on one hand and on the other for armies and fleets. There's a bit of a shuffle going on. I do get all these tiles. I do not take this. However, I'll threaten, won't I? Yes, I will. All of those sea tiles in the single forest. Bridge building. To make it cheaper to move through rivers. Well, I keep on moving through river tiles, so this might just be worth it. A plain yield tech, not so much. I just need this. Sorry, no, that's river yields. It's only from 4 tiles. If I want something beneficial in terms of yields, then presumably I should invest in plain or forest yield techs right now. Might as well get those. Let's get that. I got a few hill tiles. Not as many as I would like to, certainly, but 3 more units of wealth every turn is not gonna hurt, to say the least. So let's also get those yields. And I know power techs are cheap for my faction. I'll get on with those soon enough. Let's put more pressure on this single forest over here. Can't deploy another army, but I can reduce power waste. Even though that costs me so much, I will effectively lose in terms of power significantly. Instead of staying at 6, I'm going to go down to 3, which is fine. It's fine by me. Do I build new cities? No. Instead, I save up the food and grow the ones I own currently further down the line in future turns. Alright, the Song swoop in to defend, the Wu swoop in to defend, and I'm threatened by the Wu because I've unpumped power. Big whoop. I have enough science for assassins. This is a very temporary measure, but it does make sense. Let's give up on the legendary general. Proc assassins immediately. Double down on defending over here, I guess. Though, should I? Because then I'll almost certainly lose this tile. No, it still does make sense. I would love to get more power in grasslands, but unfortunately for that to happen, I will have to invest... I'll have to save up science. And that tends to be a pain. Fine, let's grow this city even more, all the way to size 5. To bolster my defenses even further. This seems so egregious. Let's unpump power fully and save up wealth. It's not like they're gonna take anything from me over here. Are they? I could also invest in, say, power at sea, but if I save up science this turn, I'll almost have 200. Can I get that up to 250? I can, and then I can get more wealth out of every single citizen. Which is 19 more wealth every passing turn. That might be worth it. Spend some wealth right now and get significantly more income every passing turn. Sounds good to me. Do I need to keep my eye on the ball? But I'm in first place. I'm doing just fine, even on this difficulty level. No, I think I defend both, don't I? Or do I lose this one? No, I defend both, thank goodness. And I threaten over the Forest of the Song. Complete 2 opportunities in a single turn. For a one-time payoff. Or lose 10 spaces on the map. I certainly don't want to lose spaces on the map. Completing both of these in a single turn is going to prove to be difficult, to say the least. But it's not impossible, I guess. Fine, just focus on taking over the sea, if at all possible. Do I defend over here? It costs me next to nothing to just move a single unit here. Fine, let's do a little bit of a shuffle. This still should be fine. Get wealth out of citizens. A further reduction in power waste? That would be welcome, wouldn't it? I could also get yet another fleet. Yeah, but I can get as many fleets as I want. It's more important to get those bits of reduction in power waste. And I can spend nothing this turn and keep my power up at 3. Is that amazing or what? I would have to build a new city. I can't exactly grow any of the ones I already own. But you know, building a new city isn't the worst thing that could happen to me, honestly. Let's build one right here. This is a good spot for one anyway. New city, right there. And let's save up wealth. I can deploy another fleet next turn. Also, by getting so close to reducing power waste as much as I can, I also bring myself closer to the possibility of getting the barracks opportunity. I think I'll lose this forest, which is unfortunate. Yep, I get kicked out. Hilltop Oracle, all invasion. No, I'm not about to start losing plenty of spaces. I'll be fine. Fine, let's surround this little forest and retake it. It's about time. And let's invest more in grassland power attacks. I do want those grasslands. Also, let's deploy yet another fleet. Right here. Now I have 4 fleets. Over there. Let's spend some of my wealth on... Oh, I have been trading for science this entire time. Well, that might have been 1 turn more than necessary. Or, no, I think it was just a single turn more than necessary. Either way, I'm now pumping power to the fullest, which is a questionable move most of the time, but so be it. Other than that, things seem to be largely fine. Things have settled down. I'm not sure I can get those power attacks particularly quickly. I could just get, say, City Pop and then save up wealth, because I have the courthouse, so my wealth doesn't go to waste. That seems like a reasonably simple way of winning. Either get the pop or the power attacks. Possibly the pop, although that's 14 more people, and then just save up wealth. I can also get more citizens via conquest. Let's see how that plays out. Oh, I do manage to take over this tile, defend that one. Oh, great! Territorial gains! I lose nothing and gain 1 tile, and I also threaten this forest, as I absolutely should have. Burning Pitch. All Golden Age, neither is going to happen. At least it's not likely. Swoop in over here. And fine. Get more power out at sea. Go out and conquer. Can't get another fleet, not quite yet anyway. So I'm going to save wealth since none of it goes to waste. Grow this to emanate more power in the area, to be safer. And I guess that's about it for now. Oh, do I want, say, a tiny bit more science every passing turn out of those hill tiles, the few hill tiles I have? That's 3, so that's... I mean, that's 37. Oh dear, so it's going to take at least 13 turns until this pays off. It's quite a few turns. Might not be worth it at this stage. Fine, let's not bother. I'll have 175 science next turn. This will pay itself off far more quickly. Will it though? Let's just keep on pumping power like crazy and conquering. That seems like a good idea. Doesn't it? I don't know anymore. It's usually questionable. I have 6 power, these guys have 13 and 12. However, the song only have 7, so I still managed to kick them out. However, it's notable that I am not the person who has the most weight to throw around. Doubling the population seems like a distant possibility. But I can proc barracks and bridge building in a single turn. So it's cheaper to go across rivers. And now I've procced barracks. Which also procs Annus Mirabilis, which gives me gold that I can then spend on another army or a fleet. Whichever I fancy more. Which do I fancy more, armies or fleets? I don't know, I fancy all of them so much. Fleets are cheaper though, so might as well get another fleet. Deploy it right here. Sail the seas. Conquer everything. And of course, grow this city. Oh, this is under siege, so the song will have to defend. They can't be everywhere at once now, can they? And I'm pumping power all the way up to fall. Look at all these armies, look at all these fleets. I'm doing so well. I just need more power tax. I also need more citizens. Well, if I get both, I just win. Not that I would mind. Well, I can, you know, just save up wealth and get 2 points. Maybe capture a couple of cities, that would be great. If I could win on capturing cities and save up wealth. This will defend, fine, this will hold. But I get at least this tile, this single tile, right? I get a single tile and a threaten over there. Boiling oil, own 3 cities and islands, pointless. All hard 1 piece, own no threatened hexes for 3 turns. Okay, fine, unlikely, but we'll see. If I am at my own borders all this time, and I have cities that are big enough, this might just work. More power out at the high seas? Yes, please. Even more power. And now I'm threatening the hills of the song as they're desperately busy defending. Look at them, they're crumbling! I should pay attention to other threats, like the Zhou over here, that are squeezing out the Jin alongside the song. Interesting. I see, I'll be able to save enough to either deploy another fleet or an army. Fine, let's have enough for another army next turn, shall we? That sounds like a good proposition. The rest can, of course, go towards power. I still don't have enough food. Fine, let's lower the food waste, the tiniest of bits, please. I think that'll do. I could build additional cities in these locations. I kinda don't feel like it. I mean, it's 2 more citizens, which is beneficial. Brings my city pop up. Not the worst of outcomes. But I don't want to lose that territory. Is this wise, though? Is this wise? Not building those cities. Doesn't seem wise. Okay, I'll build cities elsewhere as I conquer territory to fortify. I don't want to build them over there. Well, they'll be useless at defense. Right, let's end the turn, see what happens. What do the Song do? They defend to the west, as they should. But that means that I take at least 2 tiles. And the Song largely defend, that's cute. However, I threaten basically everywhere. Catapults, 3 power for 2 turns. I can almost afford them. Oh, but the city on an island for an island yield tech. No. And I'm threatened by the Wu over here. Fine, let's defend against the Wu. The Jin I apparently don't worry about as much. The Jin have their own problems. Significantly bigger than my own. Do I want what I like to call, from time to time, siege tech? Wouldn't be half bad, would it? Fine, power in cities. Twice! Also, let's grow this city. You know, just to fortify even further. Ooh, instead of getting all that power, I could deploy yet another army. As I had intended to originally. Fine. This helps me defend even more, and it'll help me emanate even more of my power towards the Song. It's not necessarily that they're that much of a threat this time around. It's mostly that I'm exacting vengeance upon them for all those previous attempts. Which may not necessarily be wise, but it works. Okay, I defend, and I take 2 tiles. Oh my goodness, look at the Jin! It's horrifying! The palace for a victory point. Oh, that's nice. Share a border with every empire. Is that possible? Well, for that to happen, the Song would have... Oh my goodness, the territory of the Song has been bisected! They have no armies to defend their territory over here. All of the armies are trapped over here. They're about to be squeezed out. I don't think I'll be able to border the Chu, though. Well, I will as soon as I eliminate this bit of the Song territory. I hope I will not border the Zhou, though. They're too powerful. I think I'd rather take the palace and try to, you know, win. If I take the if with the palace on my side, I just need Either the power techs or the city pop. And I think the power techs are the most viable over here. So easy to get. Just buy 6 more of them and you're done. Okay. Power in plains, power in rivers. And just like that, I just need 4 more power techs and I'll basically be done with this. Aside from the palace, of course, which I still have to redeem, but, you know, it's not that bad. Fine. Put more units over there to desperately try and hold off. And pump power. Do I build more cities? That gives me more citizens, that gives me more income. Or, you know, I could just save that wealth and I could spend it on something else. And those resources I need to get the palace. 200, 200, 200. No, for now let's just pump power. Let's try to stay alive and possibly conquer a couple more tiles over here. And eventually, soon enough, I presumably should just go through Song territory and destroy them. Oh, yeah, they moved away, so they no longer threaten over there, and I'm threatening them. That's not what I want. Mercs to emanate quite a lot of power. Albeit only temporarily. Or the epic poem. Actually, mercs are quite nice, aren't they? Yeah, but the catapults are more effective. Yeah, let's take this instead of the hard one piece, and I could hypothetically get both. I was about to say no one's stopping me. Well, I mean, they could try. I should probably just keep on saving those resources. Should probably focus on victory points. Yeah, I keep saying that. Okay, I can get the palace the very next turn. Which is cute and everything, but I don't have to get the palace the very next turn. All it grants me is a victory point, and I only need the victory point at the last possible second to win. What I do need are 4 more power techs. Okay, let's get power in rivers and then what? Let's start out by power in somewhere I want to conquer, possibly? What would that be? I can get forests, plains, rivers. None of which is particularly useful, I guess. Fine, let's get forests for now. Continue to save up. Oh, I could build a city over here. Now, I know that uses up my food, but my income is fine as it is. Can't get mercs or catapults. I mean, I could hypothetically trade to get catapults next turn. You know what? Fine. Yeah, let's go for some conquest. They're not gonna win anytime soon. They're not gonna sneak a win in on me, are they? No, I can play around with them some more. I can play with my food. 250 would be nice, and then 50 wealth. It can be done. Okay. So I'm going to proc both of these things next turn. Let it happen. Oh look, we are also laying siege to the city. From the sea. Will they be able to defend? Yes, easily. But I also should be able to emanate some power over there. I only have 5 power. I shouldn't overdo this. I'm not that mighty, all things considered. 2 power for 2 turns with camel riders, but I'm not about to abandon the palace as an idea. No, so let's reject both of these. Proc both of these opportunities. That gives me plus 6 power this very turn. And if I pump power, that gives me a whopping 13. Which is, for once, comparable to what my competition has at its disposal. Fine. Grow this to size what exactly? 5 as far as I can tell. Pump power fully. And let things play out. I know I might lose this time, which is highly unfortunate too. I shouldn't have let this happen. I take 2 tiles over here, defend over there, and lose a plain tile. I have 13 power. I should be able to threaten basically everywhere, yes. New opportunity. Chariots. 3 power for 3 turns. All conquer hill space to get resources. Chariots it is. Oh, the song are doing surprisingly well. I need to crush them while I can. Crush them, lay siege to them, destroy them. Right, power in... Power in planes, maybe I should have gotten that earlier to defend. This is still nice. Look at this carnage. Grow this. I need 2 more power techs. And the palace. And that's it. Well, should I save up then? No, I want more conquest, I want things to burn. They're not gonna sneak in a win on me. So let me have a bit more fun instead of desperately trying to... Wait, they've consolidated their territory? How did they do that? Well, that doesn't matter, I'm still going to take their stuff. And by taking the citizens and adding them to my empire... I gain citizens, duh. Temple complex for a victory point, all horse archers. I don't need that many victory points. Fine, horse archers it is. I will have an easier time laying siege to everything over here. Because I'll be able to hug this line with my fleets more easily. I presumably should defend over here against the Jin. As much as the song may be a threat, the Jin seem to be a more immediate one. Fine. Move on here and there. Grow this city to further bolster defenses. Finally get power in the islands. I could get yet another fleet, as ludicrous as that may be. I'll deploy it right here, wouldn't I? How's that palace plan coming along? Well, I would need plenty more food. It can be done, though. It can absolutely be done. Yes, but I'll lose plenty of power if I decide to get another fleet. I'm not sure I'm going to accomplish much with 11 anyway, so maybe... Just maybe, I should wind things down and actually consider winning for once. Although I want to take the chariots and keep on putting pressure on my foes. Can't quite get 200 food next turn. Though I can certainly get up there into the vicinity of that. Fine, so let's trade for food. See how this plays out. Fine, and some power, I guess. Oh, the Jin move away, so they're not attacking. They're not gonna conquer over here. I'm gonna be fine. I'm pumping power the tiniest of bits. I don't have that much. I have the least power of all the factions out there. Presumably, I just shouldn't bother. Cavalry, 2 power, 4 turns. Maybe I should take that instead of the chairs. The chairs are quite expensive. And the song are at the very bottom of the food chain right now. And of course the gin are getting squeezed out. I shouldn't really have to worry about them too much. I'm threatening all sorts of spaces. I'm laying siege effectively. Fine, fine. Let's trade the tiniest of bits for food so that I can afford the palace next turn. But at the same time, let's also pump power because I can afford basically anything I want at this stage. You know, a safe bet would be to just save up those resources and just win. Just get the palace next turn. Possibly supplement that with some power techs. Yeah, like a power tech right here, right now. For something inconsequential like rivers. That's the final power tech I needed. And now, I just trade this particular way, get enough to get the palace next turn, and I'm done. Could get horse archers, could insist on all this nonsensical conquest, but it doesn't matter, it's unnecessary. Sure, I get some more of the sea, conquer this. I don't capture the city, because I haven't invested enough in siege tech. Big whoop. Own most of the forests to get one more unit of science out of every single forest. No, it doesn't matter, just get the palace and be done. No point in doing much of anything else. That is, I believe, about it. Not much more can be done, not much more matters since I have all the victory points, all 7 of them. All I need to do is end the turn. And since no one can actually compete at this stage, I'm going to win at the penultimate difficulty level. As the key, I believe. I don't even lose this tile, despite not pumping power, because the Jin move away, they have their own problems.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
Victory as the key has been accomplished. And here's how I got there, despite the high difficulty level. I've played on Professor. I got 1 point for the palace that I have redeemed. I got the spaces on the map, the Great Lighthouse, 70 spaces, all more. The Colossus for 7 armies and fleets, all more. And the Temple of Artemis for 18 power techs, all more. The Jin only had the Statue of Zeus for having 12 power or more. The Zhao, Song, Chu, and Wu had absolutely nothing. No points, 0 victory points. They all lose here, tied for 3rd place with nothing. And this is of course the graph. I've been at the top, I've stayed at the top, briefly being upstaged by the Song. But at that point everyone ganged up on them again, so it didn't really matter. That's about it. I could hypothetically keep playing. Quite frankly, I might. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. And you will see me elsewhere.